Hey, it's Brandy, and I'm here with Tommy from Edrington, USA. We're getting ready for the Resorts World Catskill World Whiskey Fest that we're having on March 21st. Couple of things that Tommy's going to explain to us. Yes, there's going to be lots of whiskeys there. You're going to be there pouring.
Yes.
I'm going to be there sampling. I think you should be too. WorldWhiskeyUSA.com for all the details on getting your tickets. So I see bourbons, I see Scotch. What's the difference between a bourbon and a Scotch?
So all bourbon is whiskey.
Okay.
Not all whiskey is bourbon.
Okay.
And the same for Scotch.
So there's rules.
Yeah, all Scotch is whiskey. Not all whiskey is Scotch. So start out with bourbon. For bourbon, obviously it has to be made in the United States.
Okay.
So it has to have...
But it doesn't have to be made in Kentucky, because, right, New York's got a huge bourbon market.
Absolutely. And there's going to be a ton of local brands at this festival as well, which is super exciting. So no, you do not have to be made in Kentucky. Okay. People in Kentucky would probably speak differently about that. But I respect their hustle, because the best pizza in the world is in New York, and you can't tell me differently.
Okay.
So I understand their argument. But 51% corn has to be the mash bill. It has to be aged in new charred American oak. It has to touch the oak. People had different varies of how long it has to be in that oak. Obviously, Hudson being one up here, they have their baby bourbon. Mm-hmm. So it just has to be sat and aged in new charred American oak.
Okay. And for the scotches that we have here, so what makes it a Scotch when this is a bourbon?
So just like bourbon has to be made in the States, Scotch has to be made in Scotland.
Okay.
Single malt Scotch is a little different as well, because it has to come from one grain source.
So one, like barley?
And it's 100% malted barley for single malt Scotch. That's what everyone uses. So with Highland Park, we're up high in Orkney. 100% malted barley, but we're a different style, because in our kiln, we are smoking our whiskey. So we are using peat. Our peat is a little different. Our peat is called heather. Okay. So being the northmost distillery, we are on a beautiful island called Orkney. So there is no foliage out there whatsoever. There is wind and weather 85% of the year, so nothing's going to survive up there. So
except whiskey.
Except whiskey and Vikings. So we are getting a natural saline breeze coming off of the ocean that's salting our peat. And the peat that we're using is called heather. It's different than what you have on the Isla, which is home of all the smoked Scotches in the world.
Right.
Beautiful, beautiful spirits coming out of there. We are smoking our spirit a little differently. We are smoking our spirit at around 20%, where down low in Isla, you have it at around anywhere between 40 and 60. So you have heavy
So
smoke.
the high park would be like a little bit more delicate, would you say? Like a delicate smoke or delicate
as
peat?
opposed to an Isla, 1,000%. Much more delicate peat. Hint of smoke is what I like to say.
So if I have not really tried a lot of Scotches, would a Highland Park be a good place for me to start? Because it wouldn't be maybe so oaky or so peaty?
Absolutely, because there's so many different flavors that are involved in the Highland Park product. So you have a little bit of smoke, you have a little bit of sherry coming for our sherry seasoned casks. We're also using two different styles of oak. We're using American oak as well as European.
Wow. And this is just the beginning. WorldWhiskeyUSA.com is all the details and where you get tickets. It's Resorts World Catskills on Saturday, March 21st. Thank you for joining us. Do you mind if I try this? Of course, off camera. Try all the whiskeys?
Absolutely.
I'm going to try them all.
Beautiful.
Every single one of them.